Okay. Tadyeha vetat prajapati vratam
तद्देह वेतत् प्रजापतेः
charanti
चरन्ति
te mithunam utpadayante
ते
ते
मिथुनम्
मिथुन्
उत्पादयन्ते
teshamevash
तेषामेव
तेषामेष
brahmaloko
ब्रह्मलोको
ब्रह्मलोको
yesham tapo
येषां तपो
brahmacharyam
ब्रह्मचर्यं
ब्रह्मचर्यम्
yeshu satyam pratishthitam.
येषु
येषु
सत्यं
सत्यं प्रतिष्ठितम्
प्रतिष्ठितम्.
So now again, people are tells us about the consequences of following the two separate paths. So he says tat ye havaya tat prajapatim vratam charanti. So those who follow the prajapati vrata, we will have a closer look at that. Te mithunam utpadayante. They produce a couple. Tesham eva esha brahma loko. And for the others, only is there Brahmalok. What kind of others? Yesham tapo brahmacharyam, who have tapa and brahmacharya. Yeshu satyam pratishtitam, and in whom satya is truth, honesty is well established. So, going back, Prajapati Vrata. Prajapati started out with this intention that I want to produce more and more beings, his Praja. So, he is the Lord, he is the king, and we are all his subjects. And he wanted to multiply his subjects. So, if we follow that order which he gave, and we also produce children, then we will be producing this mithunam, that is we will produce male or female children. So that is the couple which is being mentioned over here, that boy or girl couple, children will be, offspring will be produced. But those who follow the uttarayan, for them only Brahma Lok, the place where Brahma is to be found. So, okay, we have one more lok here. That is the lok in which Brahma is there. Okay, where we have one-to-one relationship with God. In that lok, that is after moksha, uh, that lok is reserved for those who follow the path of physical and mental austerities, renunciation, and who are well established in truth. See, in one of the earlier ones, I had highlighted for you that for a spiritual seeker, honesty is an absolute base requirement. If you are not following the path of honesty, then the path does not even open up for you. It is that severe, this requirement. So this is again, the Rishi has told us that if we have to follow that path, then we have to control our mind and our body from the desires that they have, and we must be well situated in Satya.
So here Satya means well situated in always speaking truth, or Satya as in well situated in the eternal truth, well established in the eternal truth.
No,
Satyam
not in
Pratishtha.
the eternal truth, but in saying what we think and in doing what we think.
Doing what we say.
Yeah. And
Okay.
whatever we have done, saying that we have done this. So, in speech, mind, and body, we should be truthful. That is, do whatever we are saying.
So most of the yam and niyam are being talked about here. That's how we have to look at it, right?
Yeah, ahimsa satya. So per se, we have not really covered too much of the yam niyamas, I would say. But
Yeah, some of it.
so this Upanishad is kind of, you can see, starting from a higher level. So even when in here Ahoratra, when we were saying and we were talking of brahmacharya, we were not talking of extramarital affairs or non-marital affair. It
Right, right.
it was taken for granted that it is married people only. So that base level of dharma is taken for granted here. Everywhere we are seeing as we are progressing, right? Even for this Dakshinayan and Uttarayan, the people who are not even following Vedic Dharma are not considered only. So this is moving at a very high level. It is not
Correct.
trying to define Vedic Dharma. It is actually telling the various karanas of beings. So we will just go back and have a review also of this right away after this last one. Okay. Teshamaso virajo
Teshamso
Teshamaso
virajo
Virjo
brahmaloko na
Brahmalokona
yeshu jima manritam
Yeshu
Yeshu
Janma
Janma Amritam
namaya
Mritam
cheti.
Namaya Cheti.
Chepi.
So he says that for those people who are well established in Satya and Tapa and Brahmacharya, for them is this Virajaha Brahmalokaha. We look at this Na Yeshu Jimam, and not for those in whom there is Jimam, that is crookedness, Anritam, that is falsehood, and Maya, that is trickery. So Maya, the original meaning is trickery, and that is why there is that famous um, Maya Jal, that is magic show is called Maya Jal. So because there is trickery involved over there. So those who are crooked, who tell lies, perform lies, and who are involved in trickery, they cannot aspire to this path at all. And only those who are established in truth can even look forward to achieving this goal. Now this virajaha, so this virajaha means devoid of raja, and raja is what? Sat, raja and tama. We have seen these are the three gunas, the three qualities of matter. So this is now a representative of all three qualities, and the qualities are representative of change. And change itself is representative of something which deteriorates. So something which is pure never deteriorates, and this Brahmaloka is like that. It is a pure state in which the soul exists, this Brahmaloka. So that is what is meant over here, that the pure souls achieve this pure Brahmaloka, the souls that have done a lot of austerity during their lifetime and have achieved and have not been involved in any kind of trickery or falsehood. Any question here? No. Okay. So now, see, I just want you to have a go back and have a look at what the question was and what the answer has been. So we started off with the question which I think which one of them had asked, and he asked that from where, what are the causes for this praja? So in this, it may seem to you as if these are not, he has deviated from that answer, and he's started moving and talking about something which is not really speaking about from where these prajas have come. After those first 2-3 verses in which he gave us the nimitta karanas, he's moved on. But he is also telling us that these are also the nimitta karanas. So samvatsar, as I told you, if the sun did not move in the sky, that means if the rotation of the revolution of the earth was not there, if the rotation of the earth was not there, it was unlikely that you would have life. So this actually samvatsar is also the nimitta karan for life. Similarly, Maas is the Nimitta Karan, Ahoratra is the Nimitta Karan. That Ahoratra, the cycle of the day, is very important because the beings are able to function during the day and take rest during the night. Of course, there are nocturnal animals which do the opposite, but I'm talking of the majority. So you require a period of rest, and that is provided to us by this Ahoratra. So all these become nurturers of beings. And this becomes very clear when we talk of Anna. So Anna is brought in because it is the Nimitta Karan. As I told you, you would have no beings if there was no Anna. So that is how you have to read it. Read all these statements. They're all Nimitta Karanas for Praja. So when he's saying Prajapati, they are the Nimitta Karan. And on a very spiritual level, I would request you to look at this as Anna hi Prajapati hai. It is Prajapati who is Anna. These are various forms of God only. So, just like in the Gita, there is a particular verse which says that the spiritually enlightened person starts seeing God in everything. Because he is seeing this as a transformation that is brought about by God. So similarly, you must try to see the sun, the moon, the year, an abstract thing which we cannot associate with God. We are very used to associating God with a particular statue and a particular form, which is typically a very human form. And then, we develop human feelings also towards it. But God is far from being a human. And if you look upon these things as God, number one, you will realize the vastness of his works. Okay, because obviously Anna is itself, if you start seeing, so many things can be classified as food. So what will you look upon as God? Nothing and everything. So you have to and make your vision larger, enhance your vision, and see God in everything. So you have to see God in the year that has been created. It is for us. It has been created by God for us. The month which has been created, that is his doing. The day and night which have been created are his. He himself is as if it is, they are reflecting him. A part of him is getting reflected in all these things. So we must try and see him in everything that we interact with. So this is the end of this particular chapter. I'm happy that we have finished it before I have to take a break. So please tell me, is it clear? You can ask questions anywhere from this chapter now before we close the session.
Yeah, your summary brought it together.
Okay, good.
Because I was also just going to ask you, can you, just put it all together, but thank you.
Welcome. So these are two parts which are mentioned here, the Devayana and the Pitrayana. There is a third part which is called Tiryakyana. So most human beings are following the Pitrayana, and all the animals follow the Tiryakyana. Tiryak means oblique, slanted, and in this particular case, it means animals. So the Pashu yonis are called Tiryak yonis. That is those which are not, it's as if God is on top, right below him are human beings, and then obliquely all the other beings coming. So these yanas are described very often in the Vedas, and the distinction between Devyana and Pituyana is brought out very often. And these Pitaras, which you would have heard of, which means forefathers also. So this ancestry of the human race, these various lineages which are there, this is all Pitra Yana only. And Deva Yana is the Yana of the people who will attain moksha, who are continuing to live in this world, but they are on track for achieving moksha. Once that means salvation, they will be out of this cycle of birth and death once they have shed this body. So till the time that they are within this body, they are here for you as an example of where one could go. And once they have shed the body, we have nothing. And that is why in today's times we have basically no role models as of now whom we can follow. Anyway, so that's that. So shall we say our prayer? ॐ श्रद्धां प्रातर्हवामहे
ॐ
हवामहे
श्रद्धां मध्यं दिनं परि
श्रद्धामध्यं दिनपरि
श्रद्धां सूर्यस्य निमृचि
श्रद्धां सूर्यस्य निमृचि
श्रद्धे श्रद्धापये हनः
श्रद्धे श्रद्धापये नमः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
ॐ शान्ति
शान्ति। Thank you.
Thank you, Uttara.
स्वागतं
Thank you, Uttaraji.
स्वागतं पुनः मिलामः
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
बाय
Bye.
Bye.